Hey everyone, Rogue Leader here, back with another video, and today we are going to be taking a look at set 75021, the Republic Gunship, a legendary set that everyone knows, everyone loves. Released back in 2013 for $120. Now you're probably going to be paying anywhere from $600 to $700, even maybe $800. You can probably maybe find it a little cheaper if you're patient and you're lucky, but no one really knows. 7 minifigures and 1,175 pieces. And so let's take a look at this, starting with the minifigures. Our first minifigure is Anakin Skywalker, and he looks really good. The hair color I'm not a huge fan of, and also the hairpiece. I think that, well, of course it didn't exist back then, but the brand new 2023 Hawkeye hairpiece might have worked a little bit better had that been available back then, but I do like it. I also like that the braid, the Padawan braid, is printed onto the robes. Of course, you got that nice dark red, or not dark red, but dark brown and light brown contrast on this minifigure, and very cool. He does have a nice little utility belt, just like in the movies, and he has a green lightsaber, which is accurate to the scene, which is, of course, the first battle of Geonosis. His head is alright. I think that maybe it should have been something different. It looks a little too old for the Anakin, but yeah. If we take a look at the second face, you can see a much angrier face. He's definitely like tapping into the dark side, I guess. And you can get a look at that nice back printing that you can see right there. So yeah, that is the Anakin Skywalker minifigure. Here's his master, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and just like Anakin, he looks good for the times. Of course, now we do have an updated, more detailed face of him that we got back in 2020 and have been getting since then. But for the time, this was a top quality minifigure, and I think it still really holds up to today. But yeah, he still has like this great hairpiece that is still used for Episode 2 Kenobi today. Very detailed, very cool. He's got his blue lightsaber. He's got some nice printed legs that just kind of finishes these lines on the robes right here, so they go all the way down. And he does have a back printing. And then, of course, you can see that he does have a second face where he's much angrier. And yeah. And it is a very common Obi-Wan face seen on, many Episode 2 and Episode 3 Obi-Wans of the time. So, yeah. Our next minifigure is Padme Amidala, and she looks great. I love all the battle damage that's happened to her suit right here in the waist, as well as the missing sleeve. And then back here we have some claws marks from when she was fighting that beast in the arena. She's also got this nice head or hairpiece that is in a nice little ponytail, or not ponytail, but like just kind of all braided up. She's got very, very nice head. I think this is the best head that we've ever gotten from Padme. But yeah, the one thing I think she could have used is some leg printing, but then again, the outfit she wears in the scene isn't very detailed on the legs. But yeah, very cool. And she does, of course, come with a blaster. And then here's what that second face looks like. Just very very happy, energetic smile from Padme. And here we have what I consider to be the best minifigure of the set, the clone captain, in his dark red markings. You can see he's got nice dark red arms, some dark red accents on his helmet, and then also 4 dark red dots, which is very cool. Of course, he is in the 2013 style, live action style, so not the animated, not the OG, and not the newer 2020. It is the proper live action style, which I believe this was one of the first sets to include that. This was also one of the first sets to include the angry clone head on underneath, which was used for, I believe, every clone since, until they started making more accurate helmet or heads in 2020. But very cool minifigure. I love it. And of course, here's the look at the back. It's the same back printing that we get on pretty much all the clones from that time. And then here's his blaster, where you just have a longer rifle with a Technic pin on the top just to make it a little more accurate and a little longer. But very cool clone, and definitely one of my favorites. The only other clone we get in this set is the clone pilot. Definitely think that we could have used some just generic phase 1 clone troopers to fill out the gunship, but whatever. This clone is also very cool. You can see that he also has that same style printing with the live action 2013 style. This time, instead of the dark red markings, he does have that breathing tube thing on his chest, and then of course that's with the tubes connected up to his helmet, which isn't actually shown, but yeah. Anyways, this clone pilot does actually use a phase 1 helmet, even though that's not exactly what they look like in the movies. They're not supposed to have this fin, but for 2013 I think this is accurate enough. And yeah, He's got some nice yellow markings as well as the Republic symbols, which is, of course, is accurate. And then, of course, the back printing is just pretty simple. And then the head print is the same angry clone face that we saw on the clone captain just a minute ago. And our final minifigure is the Super Battledroid. I think my least favorite minifigure of this set. I definitely think that we should have gotten some just regular Phase 1 clones instead of these. We do actually get 2 of these Super Battledroids. So that is, 2013 Giant Republic gunship, and we get the same amount of clones as droids. Kind of unfortunate, but that aside, this is a very good minifigure, very accurate. We have, of course, haven't had this minifigure since 2015, so it's definitely, getting up there in age, but very cool. I know there's a problem with like these like the arms and legs cracking. I have actually never had this problem, but yeah, so you got some nice posability. And you got like the blaster right here, and then of course you can bend him at the hips, and very cool, very nice mold. Of course, rumored to be coming back in 2024, and very excited about that. But very good minifigure, and yeah, those are all the minifigures. Let's get into the build. And now we're on to the actual build, the Republic gunship. This beautiful, beautiful set, and yeah, it is a very cool set, very big. And I did not expect it to be so big, but yeah, it's definitely way bigger than the Coruscant Guard gunship that we got this year. Anyways, so let's just start in the front. We have these 2 turrets, so they can, spin just like they do in the movies. They're exactly the same. This whole set is identical, so that's nice. We have the cockpits up here framed by this nice dark red, pretty cool. And then on the inside, we do actually have, pull it out real quick, a custom, it is a sticker, but a control panel, which is pretty cool because nowadays any control panel is pretty much just one of like 2 or 3 different pieces. So yeah, inside the cockpit you will find 2 studs, or yeah, 2 studs and then 2 tiles that you can sit your minifigure on. So take our clone pilot. Sorry if the lighting is bad. I just got some new lights and trying to figure out the lighting. So yeah, but you can fit the pilot in there. He's perfectly fine in there, and then you can close him up and you'll find the exact same design up here. Moving on, we do have 2 stickers, a orange or yellowish stickers, one right there and one right there. And then we do have some just gray mixed in between. I love this little greebling right here. We also have another sticker, this Republic logo. So yeah, very, very cool. Down below, we actually have just some storage, and these are missiles that I'll show you how that goes in a second. But you can see that there is just a little bit of room in there, and yeah. And then, of course, it does open on the other side, so that's what it looks like all the way through. So you can see there's just a little bit of room in there. And then, moving on, we do have this, like, little mini part. So, yeah. It has, let's move that right there. So, we have a little bit of just some tiles, and then, of course, you can stand a minifigure. So, just put Padme in there, and she's good to go. And then you also could stand her more in the middle like that, so it can fit quite a few minifigures in there, so that's pretty good. And then going on towards the back, we have 2 compartments. They're both full of nothing, and you'll find 2 other compartments on the other side. Again, they don't have anything in it. Over here on the inside, we do have the the loading troop bay, whatever. But right here we have some controls, or the ball turrets with some controls. So you can take your minifigure, so use Anakin Skywalker right here, put him in there, he works fine, and then you can just push that up, and then of course you can actually pull this back if you just need that little extra room. So yeah, and then one other cool thing is that this right here, this has like a hole in it, which is just a part of how it connects to bricks. But because it has a hole in it, that allows clones to be in here, because their fin will actually just go into that, so they won't get stuck. And that's, I think, just a pretty cool thing. So yeah, you can see that's just, there you go. So they do fit in there. And that's because part of their fin would stick in there. So yeah, very cool. And again, you will find the same ball turret on the other side. So moving into the landing bay, you do have a mix. I'm actually gonna take this off just to give us some more room. So you do have a mix of, there we go, of tiles and studs. Very cool, very nice. So mostly studs in the middle, and then you got a few tiles on the end where you can, of course, stand your minifigures just like so. And then, yeah, pretty straightforward. Then up here you have a ball turret, or not ball turret, but I guess it's a ball turret, but on the wing. And it also has a sticker sheet, and it's unique. It's, you know, different than the regular ones we get nowadays. And you can stick a clone in there, or any minifigure. There are no tiles supporting it, so yeah, but just stick it on in there, and they are good to go. So yeah, and then moving up on the wing, you got a sticker right here, and it kind of connects the white right here and the red right there, so it's pretty cool. And then we also have the doors. The doors are pretty cool. Actually, I have to move Obi-Wan, but the doors are pretty cool. You got the these like little clear things representing windows, so that's very nice to see, and very, you know, movable. There's no, like, it doesn't get caught in anything, so very nice. And then if we actually move to the back, I'll take a look at the wings and the top in a second, but if we move to the back, there's actually these gray pins on the side, and they connect to each wing, so you can actually pull these both back together and it'll open the doors simultaneously, and then you can just push them back one at a time, and, you know, you can recreate that as many times as you want. So pretty cool. So yeah, and then one other feature in the back is, of course, you can pull down the back ramp where a speeder bike is revealed. So just a small little cool speeder bike, and you can place a minifigure on there. And the thing about this is that you can actually adjust this as needed. So if, just to help you get the figure's hands into the control panels or controls, there you go. And then they can fly, or I guess speed around on the ground of Geonosis and knock out those super battle droids. And then something else you can do is you can load the thing back in there with the minifigure. So, and then put it up there, and then you can deploy it and it'll come right back out. Oh, I got stuck there, but yeah, it'll come right back out, or it should. But yeah, here is a closer look at that speeder bike. You can just kind of see how it's built. You got these triangles at the front. Got this, I don't even know what this is, just a little backpack, I guess, that clones can hold. So yeah, and then pretty simple. And then, of course, on the top right here, we do have another little ball turret, and that's pretty much the build. We'll go take a look at the top here in a moment, but again, here's this other side. You can see two ball turrets in the door, exact same as things. One other thing actually is that on the inside right here, you can find this little crate. It just kind of sits right in there, right there, and inside of it there is a holocron, so pretty cool. Just a nice little Easter egg, I guess. So yeah, now looking at the top of the set, we have just some more smooth edges. This, of course, where the cockpit is, and then we have these two rocket launchers, and they are pretty stable, very nice. But if you want to actually shoot rocket launchers, you can load 4 rockets into here and just shoot them off like that. Pretty easy, or you could shoot all of them off at once, like that. So yeah, now I gotta go find all those, but yeah. And then what I had mentioned with this is that there's actually 4 more that come on the thing that's right under here. So that's pretty nice. You get 2 greens and then 2 blues on the in this cart, and then this one has a mix of greens and blues. I don't know what the difference like in universe is between green and blue, but yeah, that's what they give you. And then here's a closer look at that sticker piece. And yeah, and then one other thing is you of course have this handle. It fits very nicely into the build, and then you can just pull it up. It does have a nice center of gravity, so very, very nice, and you can just fly it around, and it is built right into the model, so you shouldn't have any problems with like the handle breaking off. But yeah, you can swoosh this around and, you know, create all your Battle of Geonosis stuff or whatever you want to use the gunship for. So yeah, and then in the back, got some more detail right here. This I'm not a fan of. It's just like kind of all over the place, I feel like, but you can actually lift this up to reveal a little storage container where you can put some blasters and also the Jedi's lightsabers, but you do have to take the lightsabers apart for them to fit in there. But yeah, and you can close it up. You can fit all the minifigures weapons in there. So yeah, the clones and the Jedis and Padmes. But yeah, so that is the overall build. Very cool, very cool. I think my only complaint with this set would be that instead of these super battle droids that obviously have no chance, it is a Republic gunship. It is a clone set, so I think instead we should have gotten 2 clone troopers. That would have been just made the set, I think, honestly, a 10 out of 10 in my eyes. And there's not a whole lot I have a problem with this. I know some people have said that this, based off the new Coruscant gunship, this is just really big, but I honestly think that while it might be oversized, I do still like it and I love it, and it is my favorite gunship LEGO has ever released, and probably will remain that way for a while. But yeah, that is all the little features you got. There's just a little more content I want to do with this, so make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. I'm going to do 1 or 2 shorts with this, so yeah, look out for those. And yeah, that's the review, so subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Thanks for watching.